Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and learning lots by watching all the continuous episode of this series Python Beginner to Master. So guys, till now we have completed 9 episodes of this series and today in the 10th episode I am going to describe you data structure list. So in the previous episode we have understood like there are basically two type of data structures. One is a built-in data structure and another is a user-defined data structure. So in the built-in data structure we have understood like list and tuple, dictionary. So these all we have already gone through and today we are going to discuss these in a brief way one by one. So today we are going to understand list first. Let's start understanding the list and here we are going to understand what is list and how to create, how to manipulate and how to perform operation on the list and what are the different inbuilt functions provided by the Python to manage the list there. So let's start. So guys, you can see here, list are the containers. What these are? So list are these nothing but the containers of values, different data types. So this point you have to understand here. Like in other programming language, like in Java, so you are going to create one list. So that list is not going to have all the different types, but in Python it is possible. One list can contain a different type of data in a single list. So this point you have to understand first. So inside this single list, we can have string data, we can have integer data, we can have other list as well. So this is the first point of the list. List can have, you can say the list is containers which can contain the different data types. Now the second point is these store the data in a continuous manner in the memory. Due to this feature, due to this feature, list it is its name is called as list because what this list or if there are something we are arranging them in a sequence manner, so that is called as list. So the way of storing the data in continuous manner, so this is the feature of what list in the Python. Now the point comes when to use this data structure list. So this data structure mainly used in a situation where there is a need to access the data frequently, which can be done easily using the indexing. So if you want to access the data frequent way, so you can use the list there. So for that there are way of accessing we are going to understand indexing. So with the help of indexing we can access the element of list. So basically there are two type of indexing, positive indexing and negative indexing. So that we are going to see one by one. Now come to the next point, that is how we can create the Python list. So guys, you can see my screen. So today I'm going to create the Python list, how we can create the list. Let's suppose I'm going to create one list like this EMP. So this list I'm going to create, or you can say the simple list, you can take it, or you can take the A. So this is the list I'm going to create right now. So let's suppose I'm storing different value 12 and name and you can say the float also. So you can see here, so this list we have created. So this is the symbol you have to understand, square bracket you have to use to create the list. Now I am going to print it. So for that, simply, and here you have to understand we have used different data type. This is the float, this is the string, and this is the integer in a single variable. So this is the feature of this list. This list can contain multiple data types. Now going to show you its output. I hope you can see my screen. Let me start the command prompt. So to run the Python file, we need py, acronym of Python, and the file name is demo.py. So you can see here, we are able to print the list here. So this way guys, we have to create the list. We need to have this square bracket. Inside this square bracket, we can have any data type. And if you have two lists, let's suppose like this is the B, and inside this B you want to have the list A as well. So let's see, is it possible or not. Now you can see here, so one list can have the other list as well. So this is the one of the feature of this list. Now let's see the next point. So this way we have to create the list. Now the next point comes like how we can access the element of list. So there are, the approach is indexing. So there are two approach, positive indexing and the negative indexing. If you want to access the element from left to right, so you have to use 0 to n minus 1 indexing. Obviously 0 is for the first element and n minus 1 is the last element, where n is the total number of element in the list. And negative indexing means you want to access it from right to left. So the minus 1 is what for the last element and minus n is the for first element. So let me show you how we can do it. So here you can see, if you want to access the first element, so we have to pass a 0. So 0 is for the first element. Let me show you output here. You can see the first element is obviously the 12. That is why it is showing like that 12 there. So if you want to access last element, so that is n minus 1. So here n is nothing but the size of this total string. So size is what? 1, 2, 3. So we have n equals to 3. So definitely last element will be what? N minus 1. That is nothing but 3 minus 1 equals to 2. So if you will pass 2 here, so you will get the last element as well. So you can see here, the last element is 12.45. So this way we can use the indexing. So this is the positive indexing. We are reading it from left to right. Now check about the negative indexing. So let's suppose I am going to have minus 1. So this minus 1 is going to consider from right to left. So minus 1 will give the last element. And let's see here, and minus 2 will give the second element, second last element. You can see. So this way it is showing the second last element of. So we understood about the positive indexing and the negative indexing. These both indexing being supported by Python. Now let's another point. So guys, you have to make a note here. So there is a one note. Let's suppose we have very less. We have three elements here, and I want to access it as a three. So three is obviously it is the showing like fourth element. So it will give you the error. So let me show you. You can see it is showing the error. List index out of range, because we are trying to access the fourth element and fourth element is not available. That is why you are getting this error. So this is the first point. And second point, if you want to access it like a float number, so it will again give you the error. In the index we can't use the float number. List indices must be integers or slice, does not no float. Means in the indexes we can't use float number. So this is the note we have to take care of. Now come to the next point, that is slicing the list. How we can create the slices of list. So for that there is a ij indexing operator. So this one we have to use to create the slicing of given string. Sorry, given list. Let me show you it one by one. Ij means we want to access the element from ith index to the jth index. So let me show you how we can do that. So let's suppose we have a few records here like 12, 13, 14, 16, 8 and 9. So we have this much elements in the list and we want to access few elements only. Let's suppose we want to access 1, 2, 2. So this is the first slice you can say. So this is the first slice as one we can consider it. In the similar way we can create another slice as well. Now we want it 4 slice 3. So we have two slice. So let's see the output of first slice. So S1, what it is going to give us? It is giving us 13. Why 13? Just see here. So here we are reading from 1 means second element. 1 is what for? Second element. Second to second. Second to third element. So obviously the first element is what? Uh, 12 and the second is 13 and the 14 is the third one. So when we are reading second to third, it is not going to give the third value because it just exclude it. So this is the point you have to understand. Exclude the last element. So it is going to give us 1 minus 1 means third element it we will not get. We have to exclude it. So in this series you can see 1 to 2 means second and third element. So ideally we should get the 13 and 14. But the last element we have to exclude it. So this slashing exclude the last element. So this is what I have mentioned in these notes as well. So it just exclude the last element. And in the same way here, what will be the output? You can see, so 4 and 3. So this is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want 4, not 4 to 5 it should be. So in case of 4 to 5, or I can say 1, 2, 3. So here 1 to 3 means it is going to give us the element from 1 means second element, second, third, fourth. So 13, 14, 16. So 16 it is going to exclude. So it will give us 13 and 14 only. So let's see the output of second element slicing. 13 and 14. So while creating this slice, guys, you have to make sure uh, you have to remember it like the last element is going to be excluded. So this is the IJ indexing. Now the next point is modifying and deleting the elements. We can modify the element and we can delete the element. So to delete the element, we have to use the del keyword there. So with the help of that, we can delete it. So let me show you it practically. So let's suppose we have this element and we want to delete the first element. So how we can do that? We just want to delete the first element. So we can make it like this. So simply we have to type del. So it is going to delete the first element and after that we are printing it. So definitely we will not get this 12 here. So the new list will start from 13 to 9. Let me show you. Yes, it is showing like that. So here you can see the first element is deleted. In the same way, if you want to element delete the any element, so simply you have to pass the index of that element. Let's suppose for fourth element you can pass 5. For third element if you have to pass 4. So this way you have to pass. Make sure you have to pass the element. That element will be n minus 1. So for fifth element it should be 4. For seventh element it should be 6. So this way we can delete it. Now let's look on modifying the existing element. So to modify the existing element we just need to you can say reassign other value. So let's suppose I have to change a0 first element. I have to change, I have to make it 10. Now see the output here, it is showing first element as 10. So what you have to do, simply you have to take the index and you have to replace its value. So this way guys you can modify the list elements and you can delete the list element with the del keyword. Now the next topic is addition and multiplication of list. So you have to remember here, you have to take care like addition and multiplication. It means it is just to concatenate it. It is just to concatenate the list existing list. We are not going to add value to its list element. We are just going to uh, concatenate the existing list. So plus is just going to add two list and going to give you the new list that will be larger. And the asterisk operator we use to multiply means how many times we want. Let me show you one example here. So we use plus for add and asterisk for multiply means to repeat. It is not a multiply, it is just to repeat the particular list. Let me show you how we can do that. So here we can see, you can see here we have one list A equals to 3 5 and we have another list like B equals to and 4 sorry 6 and 7. Let me make it 4. Anyway, if we can keep it 5 as well. And now we want A plus B. So we have done and we have stored it inside this C. Now we want to print C. So it will give us the output similar to, you can say, 3 4 sorry 3 5 6 7. So this output we are going to expect. You can see here 3 5 6 7. So it just concatenate the existing list elements, but it is not adding their elements one by one. So you have to not get confused by using the plus. It is not going to add the elements. It is going to concatenate the list with one by one. Now let's see about the multiply operator. So it is not kind of multiply, it is just a repeat. So let me show you how we can do that. Let's suppose I have a asterisk 3. So what it is going to do? So it is going to repeat 3 times the particular list. So what output we can expect here? So we can expect 3 5, this is first time, 3 5 second time, 3 5 the third time. So this way we can expect here. Let me show you. Just see here, it is just repeating 3 5 3 5 3 5. So when we say addition of list, it is not mean the it is going to add the elements. And when we say multiply of list, it is not meaning like it is going to multiply the elements. It is just repeating the existing list up to n number times. So this is what about the addition and multiplication of list. So these all we have understood. This was the basic operations we can perform. Apart from this, there are some built-in functions in the Python for list manipulation. So these are here. So we are not going to discuss every list here, every function. We are only focusing those functions which are frequently used and being asked in the interview as well. So the first function is what? It is a append function. This function is used to add an element to the list at the end. So guys, you have to make note here. Whatever we are going to append, so that is going to be appended at the end. So let me show you here. I will show all this in a single example. Now the next is the insert. So this function takes the element at the index as arguments and the inserts the value in the specified location. So with the help of this, we can insert the value at any particular index. So let me show you one example one by one. Going to see the append and insert. So here you can see we have the existing list A35 and we are going to append 6. So this 6 is going to be appended at the end. So the new list will be 3, 5, 6. Let me show you the output as well. 3 5 6. So this way this append function works. Now let's look example of insert function. So insert function takes two arguments. The first one is the position and the second one is the value. So in the first position we are going to insert the value as 6. So the new list will become you can see it will be the first value is 3 and 1 means it is the second position actually. So second position will be 6 and the 5 will be the third position. So this way we are going to expect the output. Let me show you. This way you can see 365. So we have inserted this new value at second position. So this is the new list becomes. So this is what about the insert function we have to use. Let's see the another function. So another function you can see here we have remove function and len function. So remove function, this function removes the specified value from the list. Whatever value you will give, it will get removed from the list. Let me show you. So you can see here this example. So this list we have 3, 6, 5, 6, 6. So we want to remove the value 6 here. So you have to remember, like here we are going to remove the value 6. So in this list we have 3 times this 6, but this remove function will remove the element 6, the last most. So you can see the last most one is this one. So it is going to remove this one only, and other it is not going to remove. So let me show you the example. So here you can see the last 6 element is removed and the remaining 2 are there right now. You can see here. So this way it is removed. So sorry, it is not the last. It looks from the first beginning. So from the beginning it looks. So the second 6 is deleted and the last 2 6 are remained there. So this way this remove function works. In the similar way there is a pop function. So remove function removes the element from beginning, and pop function removes the element from ending. So let me show you that example here as well. Pop function. You can see here, so pop function deletes the last element if we are not passing the index. So this point we have to understand. If we are not passing any index, so it will by default delete the last element. Otherwise, if we are passing the element, so it will remove the element from that particular index. So let me show you the example. Here you can see if we are not passing any index, so it will remove the last element, means this last 6 element it is going to remove. Let me show you. Yes, the last 6 is removed here. If we are passing particular index, so it will remove that one only. If we are passing like this second element, so this time it will remove this one, 5. Let me show you. Here you can see it is removed. So this way this pop function works. So now come to the len function. This function returns the length of the elements in the list. So it just let us know like how many elements are there in the list. So let me show you len and a. So these all functions are very useful when we are going to work in a algorithms or machine learning. So there we are going to understand the use of these functions there. So let's see the size. So the size of list is 5. So this is the usage of this len function. In the same way, there is a sort function. So the sort function arrange the elements of the list in ascending or descending order. We can pass the order, on the basis of that it sorts the element. So let's see the usage of sort. So let's suppose we have this list here and we are applying the sorting. So by default it sorts in a ascending order, and if we are passing the other parameters, so it will sort in a descending order. So let me show you. So the ascending order output should be 3 4 5 6. Here we can see the output is 3 5 3 4 5 6. If you want to sort it in a descending order, then you need to specify it there. So for that you need to pass reverse equals to true. So this time it will sort the list in a descending order. So it will give the output 6 5 4 3 here. Let me show you. 6543. So this way this sorting function works here. Now come to the next function, that is index and count. So index is used to find the index of the element passed. Whatever element we are passing, it will just give us the index, like at what position this is available. And count function, it is used to find like how many times the particular element is available there in the list. Let me show you the example. Let's suppose here I want to know like the position of element 6. What is the position of 6? So what I can do that? So I can find a dot index, and here I have to pass the element 6. So definitely the output should come as 1, because this is at the second element. This is 1. So index function give us the position of particular element. Now, what about if you want to count like particular value comes how many times? Let's suppose here we have 6 and here we have 8 and again we have 6. So you can see here this 6 is repeated 3 times. So we want to know like how many times this 6 occurs in this list. So for that you can use count. So definitely the output would be 3 because 6 occurs 3 times. Let me show you. Here it is showing as a 3. So this is the use of this count function here. So guys, till now we have understood all these basic concepts of list, and the last but not the least, most important is the list comprehension. So we can create the new list on the basis of the existing list. So this is the usage of list comprehension. What this means, let it understand practically. So let's suppose you have few numbers 2, 3 and 4 like that, and you want a separate list which is going to have the square value of every element. So obviously that new list will have the element like 4 and square root of 3 is 9 and 16. So these elements we are expecting. So how we can generate this new list? So this comes under the comprehension of the list. So let me show you that here. So for this we have to use this one. Firstly we have to give the expression what logic, and after that we have to process the existing list. Let me show you it here. So we want the new list like b equals to square bracket you have to pass. The logic is what? We just want a square x multiply 2. It is the square you can say. Sorry, it is x exponent we want, not a square. We want x exponent. So we have to use 2 times this asterisk, and for x in list A. Now I am going to print the second list B. So it will give you the output 4, 9, 16. You can see here 4, 9, 16. So this is the use of that particular list comprehension. So guys, till now we have understood very well way like what is the list, and we have understood all its operation. So in the next coming episode, I am going to describe you the next data structure, which is tuple in the Python. So guys, if you are new to this channel, so don't forget to subscribe it and press the bell icon to get the latest notification every time for the new episodes. And if you have any question or queries, so don't forget to ask in the comment section. We will reply there as well. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching.